Nakalania Temple, Snowdin,
Blackwood Mountain,
Dragonspine. All these places have one common thing, and that's insane megalomaniacs trying to kill you.
and also snow.
Cold places in video games have always fascinated me with its allure and somewhat intransitive charm. I mean, everyone's experienced snow in their lives before, right? Not only that, but just like real snowy weather, they can either be very comfy within the comfort of your own home, or you're sipping your hot cocoa and reading stories laying beside your nice and warm chimney. Or you're running away from God knows what the hell that is. Oh my god, Ashley, watch out! And you're dead.
And I know. Oh, EJ, this video should have been made for Christmas where it's actually cold and not in the middle of goddamn summer. And to that, shut up. I wrote this video when it was cold out, and college kinda screwed up my editing schedule, but just like the great Bill O'Reilly said, we'll do it live! Fuck it. I made this video because
whether you've surmounted the bone-chilling winds of Skyrim or the icy mysteries of the Long Dark, one thing's for certain. Cold places in video games are more than just a frosty backdrop. Cold places in video games are an alluring, immersive experience. First and foremost, what do you think about when you think about snow? Correct. Snow. From seeing it fall from the sky to seeing your character leave footprints on the snow. This shit's enough to make you forget you're sitting in your warm, cozy gamer gaming chair.
I don't know why I'm talking like a 1950s commercial.
Skyrim and Genshin Impact. You've heard of him, right? No? Well then, how long, pray tell, are you willing to live under that rock, dear? Now imagine this. Towering mountains, dense pine forests, and the kind of snow that you wish you had a thermos of hot cocoa between your crotch. The snow-covered peaks in Dragonspine and Bleak Falls Barrow aren't just pixels. They're an immersive experience. You can almost feel the crunch under your boots and the chill in the breeze as you fly and navigate the frozen landscape looking for those drastic... how the fuck do you pronounce them?
It is usually said as agate.
Huh? The snow-laden trees, the pristine blankets covering the landscape, it's like a snowy hug for your eyeballs. And these are just two examples of these cold places' cool aesthetics. I haven't even mentioned the 2D games who pioneered these snow levels and had their own spin on the really cool and also really blue level design. But I don't want to yap for 2 more hours. I want to yap for 3. In Silent Hill, the snow isn't just a season, it's a character in the story. I can't imagine the first Silent Hill not having the snowy atmosphere because it honestly makes it feel very isolating and all the while more supernatural as it already is.
Oh man, I'm not only missing my child, but I'm also very cold out here. Oh man, how can this get any more worse? Huh.
Snow isn't just a pretty backdrop. It's a storytelling tool. It sets the tone, amplifies the narrative, and adds another layer of depth towards the world that the game is building. And it's not just about aesthetics, it's about crafting this virtual experience that's visually stunning and emotionally resonant. From the serene to the foreboding, these icy and snowy landscapes are a testament to the artistic power of video game design. In short, they look really cool. Literally.
Snow. We need more snow. Can't have enough snow.
Indeed.
Now, I love video game music. Everyone knows that. And I would be lying if I said that if it weren't for the beautiful music that these cold places had, I wouldn't have been writing this video in the first place. Getting into a snow, cold winter level and hearing the music they've got in store for me, man, that shit go hard. And it make me go hard as well. Huh? Music is very important. I mean, can you imagine if we didn't have it? I'm not kidding. I remember my first time booting up Final Fantasy VI and hearing that triumphant theme song as these people inside these gigantic robots march through the blizzard, all the while opening credits roll like we're in a movie. And boy, that's not all. Yorilo 6 from Honkai Star Rail gives off this feeling of a planet dying of cold. Mount Gagazet for Final Fantasy X, which is one of my favorites, showcases the great insurmountable climb the party has to make. And also there's these blue mountain people.
Kimari problem.
Snowdin from Undertale has this very fun vibe as you explore the town, learning about the really fun and sometimes really creepy locals. And then flips into the uncanny with Waterfall, now giving out the same cold atmosphere but now with an air of mystery and enchantment. Secunda from Skyrim, I mean just games like Harvest Moon and Animal Crossing literally have separate soundtracks that play whenever the winter season is among us. Music is beautiful, and in these cold places it becomes even more enchanting. You can truly feel the great artists behind these works that are trying to immerse you, the player, into an alluring, cold experience. Although the atmosphere and music might help you enter a comfy winter wonderland, the cold also has its fair share of a duality. Both atmosphere and music can also immerse you into a haunting and eerie, cold hell. Picture this. You're all alone, with whatever weapon you have in your hand. The streets are abandoned, it's cold and dark. You get this weird sensation that something is watching you from behind. And all of a sudden, you encounter this weird ice-looking... Iconic horror movies such as The Thing and The Shining prove that winter makes a perfect setting for scary stories. Video games came in and saw what movies were doing and was like, we can do that too. Bam, 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 bam. Horror games set in cold places go brr, you know what I'm saying? And before you go off on a tangent, don't do that, it's my thing, that these cold places mean nothing and it's all about story and the characters, tell that to my cold ass and Silent Hill Shattered Memories. Supposedly a remake for the first Silent Hill, which we kind of delved into during the early part of the video. I don't know if you were paying attention, I hope you were. This is going in the SATs, god damn it. If you were to take winter away from this game wouldn't even exist. The atmosphere, the music, the characters.
Okay, I'm going to lock up out back. No point in staying open in this weather.
What is with all this snow?
Who knows? We only covered basic meteorology in the academy.
You want my jacket? You're going to freeze.
I'm used to running around in a dress. I'm too hot-blooded to feel the cold.
Nobody out to play? I thought people liked the snow.
The whole town freezing over, symbolizing, oh god, I got a Subway Surfer my ass out of here now. Winter makes sense for this setting. Even the most crucial part of the game, which I won't spoil, is caused because of the snow. For real though, play this game.
It's only weather.
Sure.
Damn, this snow is crazy.
Another great example is Resident Evil Code Veronica. This game has one of the best safe room themes of all of safe room themes, and for a great reason. It's not until you reach Antarctica in the games when you realize why. Why is it that this song is so warm, so comforting? Like, I can just lay down and cover myself with blankets and wait for the zombies to break in and eat my ass. It's because of the cold. It's that feeling of finding shade when it rains, resting by a chimney during a snowstorm. It's a moment of relief. That's the name of the soundtrack, by the way. It's important to take a moment and appreciate these unsung heroes of cold places in video games. The ambient soundscapes and music that send not only beauty, but also shivers down our spines. The symphony of ice and wind that makes our experiences chillingly unforgettable. Wait, I forgot something. With video games comes gameplay. What the fuck? No way. What's cool, get it, about cold levels is that you can pretty much slap it onto any type of game genre there is. Platformers? Yup. RPGs? Yup. Shooters? Yup. Okay, but there is no way you can integrate a cold level in a stealth-based survival shooter zombie mode, right? Right? Ice Climber. Everyone's played it. This game was one of my first introductions to a cold level, except the entire game was the entire damn level. Ice Climber showcased the early brilliance of incorporating the environment into gameplay, dodging falling icicles, breaking through ice blocks, and smashing these little innocent shields into little bloody innocent shield bitch. But this type of ice level is now known as the normal typical ice level. No gameplay alterations, which is fine, but we're not talking about that right now. The very first game-altering cold level I played was Oh god, no! This gave me PTSD when I was 7 years old. Introducing the Slip and Slide. One of the most earliest renditions of the cold level, where the moment you step on the frozen precipice, you realize, I'm gonna die young. Like, have you ever tried to walk back home from a long night out with your friends, only to realize that your yard has become a frozen winter wonderland, and now all of a sudden, this metaphor is getting oddly specific, but now you're playing DDR on your very own homemade ice rink. That's pretty much this goddamn concept. If you don't know how to manage your momentum in these icy platforms, then good luck, sucker. It's a very fun and unique way of challenging players to change up their own game style. I think that most games nowadays don't want to do. But what if a game is an RPG? How the hell are we supposed to incorporate a cold level where the slip and slide don't work? Well, the enemies. So, mighty warriors, you've bested my normal slime, but how will you fare against my ice slime? When there be cold places, there be cold faces. From normal bird to ice bird. Regular hilly churl, ice hilly churl. Oh, the enemies in these cold places are a thing of beauty and or horror. When the devs know exactly how to make really good enemy design, it's just freaking it's just Hey! How the fuck does this change the gameplay? I thought we were talking about that. Well, if you think about it, Einstein, if you're faced against Frost King Harvey Weinstein, which of the following do you think can defeat him? Any, because it's still Harvey Weinstein. But the flamethrower does an extra +5. This is where the game alteration occurs, when you have to select a specific type of tool to deal with a specific type of fool. But that's not all, my wayward son. These enemies might also inflict a pretty cool debuff to you or you to them. Introducing slow. And no, this doesn't only apply to turn-based RPGs, as you can see here. I just pwned these noobs like a boss. Anyways, the slow skill essentially is a spell wherein it'll take longer for you or an enemy to do their turn. So yeah, sucks to be that guy. Let me get scientifical real quick. You see, we humans are filled with liquid, also called blood. And this blood, when exposed to cold temperatures, it cools down, and the amount of potential energy in that blood is reduced, and so the molecules start to move slower, hence why the slow makes sense. When the water temperature reaches around 0 degrees Celsius or lower, aka sub-zero, the molecules stick together, becoming, that's right, solid. That's why some games inflict a full frozen state where you literally cannot move. I fucking hate Mario Kart. Oops, sorry, wrong music. Yeah, that's more like it. Cold places in Mario Kart are a fuck fucking nightmare. A game where you're trying to go fast and get first and all of a sudden you get stuck in the snow, slowing down your momentum like, oh my god, just get off me, and then you're on this cool ramp and then, oh man, and then this freaking shy guy, come on man, and whoa, good old slip and slide, I really don't want you bothering me right now. It becomes a game of survival. It doesn't even matter if you get first place or second place. Once DK Summit gets rolled on stage selection, I'm getting the hell away from that room, shutting that door, and calling 911. And speaking of survival, let's talk about... This is mainly another reason why I wanted to write about cold levels. Something as simple as introducing a freezing temperature can greatly change the pace on how you play the game. The snowy mountains in Breath of the Wild are one good example of this, as if you want to get past this, you're gonna need some snow quill, spicy fruit, and mushroom mix. Or you can just go off, fuck it,
We'll do it live!
and just ramp down a snowy mountain and eventually still die, but hey, at least that was pretty cool, huh? More games also dive into the survival first aspect, like the aforementioned The Long Dark and Frostpunk. And that really good Last of Us part, I really like that one, it's just mwah. But me, I'm a Dragonspine guy. I know, it sounds crazy, I know, but I freaking love Dragonspine, and it's possibly one of the best examples of how to utilize a frozen, cold winter snow/death level. The game switches up the music, and MiHoYo honestly knocks it out of the ball pool with Dragonspine music, using the gentle touches of the piano and chimes to enhance the entrancing aesthetic of stepping into Dragonspine the first time. But then using the same chimes and piano to create this uneasy dread as if something's creeping up on you. But not only that, but as I've said before, Dragonspine does not lack in its visuals. There's some dope stuff that you can discover just by going around the area, all the while listening to some really good music. Enemies are also snow-themed, and you are more likely to use pyro-based characters to kill these icy motherfuckers. There's also a significant amount of lore you can come across while exploring, and they're pretty wild and definitely one of the biggest reasons why I love this part of the game. It's the mystery surrounding it. I'm not spoiling anything, that's up to you to discover, alright? You better get your ass there. I know you got like 10 freaking quests you haven't finished yet, but one of my favorite reasons I love Dragonspine is that it overall changes the way you play the game. Up until this point, the game is just do quest, kill monster, grind, and now you're indestructible? Like, what? Introducing the best equalizer in the whole game.
It was an accident.
Sheer cold. This was the needle mover I was hoping Minecraft would have, because this requires you to find nearby sources of heat, or else, yep, you die. No matter how powerful your characters have become, no matter how lucky you were with Impulse, you ain't nothing when it comes to Dragonspine, son. This is also a big reason why a lot of people, probably the majority of Genshin players, hate this map. Hate this part of the map. It's uncomfortable. It gets you out of your comfort zone by having to strategize your way through. But these are also the reasons why I absolutely love this level, and by far is one of the best examples that I've played. I know you motherfuckers are already typing in the comments about Breath of the Wild. I haven't played Breath of the Wild. Genshin's a cheap alternative. Now let's talk about the games that don't use these concepts. Why aren't you using these concepts? Like, okay, Minecraft, right? Survival game, has a snowy biome. But what's this? We are naturally impervious to the cold because Steve's got warm ass balls of steel, or Alex. Or Until Dawn, a horror game about being stuck in a very cold place, doesn't have a game mechanic where you can freeze to death. Like, I get it. The characters act like they're freezing to death, but honestly, where do be death? Jess was literally unconscious, soaking wet in her underwear on a metal grate for 6 hours, and she's fine. If I was in the same situation, I'd get hypothermia. Anyways, I most definitely have not mentioned everything that's cool, get it, about cold levels, and I 100% recommend you check out other videos about this. Like this one video, he talks about like all of the best cold levels there are, and also this one that talks about music and cold levels. They're a whole lot better at writing stuff like this, so definitely check them out. Also, I am very intrigued about what your guys' favorite cold places are. Be sure to leave them in the comments down below, and I'll probably reply to some of them. You never know. I guess my final point here is, cold places in video games ironically warm my heart. Not only because they look really nice, but also because of the music, the gameplay, the atmosphere, every freaking thing. Cold places give us this surreal chill that can only be experienced through the magic of video games. And I love them. And I love you. See you next time. Like, she's literally half naked for most of the game. How does she not have the colds by now?